InsideThunder.com. Powered by iHeartMedia, Oklahoma City.
Anthony, what was it like working out with Kevin this summer and seeing his mood and his progression in his rehab?
It was great. Just seeing him back on the court. He's just genuinely happy again, to be playing basketball. So it was good. He obviously looked the same. He worked really hard rehabbing and doing a lot of things he did here all summer and part of last season. So I'm really just happy. I think we're all happy. The whole city and everybody that's a fan of the NBA is just happy to see him back, able to move around and back on the court.
Yeah, Anthony, you got a new coach, Billy Donovan. I assume you've been around him some, but not much. What are your early impressions?
Well, first of all, he's a winner. Obviously, he won a lot of games at Florida, 2 national championships, and just from everything I've been hearing and seeing him actually over the years, offensively, he's definitely what I call offensive genius. I think that we really can look forward to what he has planned for us and also the rest of the coaching staff. So I'm excited. I think everybody's excited. We're really looking forward to it, and we're just ready.
When you say offensive genius, what have you seen in the past that you like?
Obviously he's coached a lot of pros, put a lot of guys in positions to succeed at the next level when he was at Florida, but also just seeing the movement offensively that he in his offense, in his scheme, and just seeing that when he was at Florida and knowing what he could bring to the table here. So I think, like I said, we're all excited about it and just ready to embrace the experience.
Is there something that, you had one coach here, and of course you haven't been here, but you play for different coaches. Is there something that you can take to get to a new staff, a new coaching staff? That's kind of universal in terms of, because you've had, like Kevin and Russell, they played under one coach for a long, long time. Is there something that maybe you can impart on them to say, hey, this is kind of universal, and where you get used to somebody doing something different?
I think, obviously just buy in. Everybody, same thing, no matter who you are on the team, and just buy in to everything. Everybody knows what we want to do here, and everybody, I think, has the same goal, obviously. So the main thing is just to buy in to whatever, it needs to be done to win, and I think that's all we care about right now.
Anthony, with the new staff, do you see the number 2 position opening up? Is that important to you to start? Because your shooting in the second half last year was remarkable even for you. Is that on your mind?
It's really not. I'm just ready to get started, and whatever the team needs, whatever team needs me to do at all is what I've been saying my entire career. I've played, I've come off the bench, I've started, I've done a lot, so it doesn't really matter to me. Whatever we need that's best for the team, whatever the coaches feel like is best for the team, and for myself, I'm all for it.
Yeah, Anthony, what did you focus on this offseason in terms of improving your game, getting ready for this year?
Just basically, mainly injury prevention at this point in my career and staying in shape, conditioning, obviously defensive things, sliding my feet, obviously getting quicker, a lot of maintenance things on my body so I could be able to do those things come this time of the year. Offensively, still trying to, perfect and make my release even quicker. I feel like it can be done. It's something I challenge myself to do every year. Just being more consistent with the quick release. Guys closing out, and it's gonna be a challenge this year even more. Even in practice, I got Andre and Josh and Kevin and Dion and those athletic, quick guys guarding me. So it'll be a challenge this year in practice to even get it off. And that's another thing that we want to do. We want to make each other better, and that's something that I'm looking forward to.
Anthony, how does it feel to have the stability? You've been with 6 teams over 7 years. How nice is it to be in Oklahoma City, the contract, and the fans really love you?
I think my family will be more, glad to hear I'm in one place for 2 years straight. So, it was less hassle from a family standpoint, not having to move all of our stuff and all of that whole process. But for me, it's great, just being here, being a part of the city, the community, the team. And, embracing it and them embracing myself and my family as well. So, yeah, that's a good feeling just to be here and be wanted and, just be a part of such a great organization.
Anthony, I think you said your goal was to get up like 80,000 shots. Did you reach it?
I lost count. And but I got up a lot though. I got up a lot. I lost count, man. But it's hard, you know. When you have, I might would have had to hire somebody to count every shot. And none of my friends are gonna do that for me. They're like, you can't pay me enough to do that. So I lost count, but it was, you know, it was a challenge. It was a number I kept in my mind every day. You know, I shoot makes, so I count makes. I don't count just shots I put up. So that's something that it was a challenge, and it was a number I kept in my head. But you know, I started seeing, you know, being a father and all that, it's kind of hard to do all that and still get up 80,000 shots.
With Kevin back on the floor and all the defense looking at him, you got to be excited for more open looks.
Yeah, definitely. You know, just in playing pickup, and you know, him and Russell, Dion, you know, DJ, Cameron, all those guys that draw attention. You know, having the ball in their hand. You know, I see how just getting open and getting in rhythm and making sure I find my spots and pick and choose my spots. Those things will be, you know, that's definitely going to help myself and definitely help the team. So, and those guys having confidence in me, you know, not to turn down shots, or sometimes they think I'm open when I don't think I'm open. And, you know, I'd rather have that than to be on the other end of it. So it's really good, man. It's a good feeling knowing those guys have that kind of confidence in me. And you know, I want to continue to make myself available and get open and knock down shots for the team.
Anthony, your early impressions of Cameron Payne?
He's good. He's really good. You know, I won't tell him that to his face yet, but, you know, I really like him. You know, I saw him in college. We had a lot of mutual friends, and, you know, just seeing him grow into the player he is today. You know, kind of always been a kind of under the radar guy, went to a smaller school. And, you know, we really embraced that around here, you know, especially, you know, the guys on the team. Kind of a quiet kid, kind of, you know, so I really like the fact that he's coming in, he's just working hard, seen him develop, you know, overcome those injuries that he had early on, and now it looks like he's in a good place right now, so we just want to continue to watch him develop. It should be fun.
Hey, Mo, who are some of the people that you worked out with, you know, over the off season, and also, what is something that you're trying to add to your game now, you know, this late in your career, like something that you feel like you need to, you know, still improve on, whether it be defense or anything like that?
Well, I worked out with obviously guys on the team. A few guys from Charlotte, from the Hornets. Obviously, I was there, and you know, that's pretty much it. I mean, well, some Jared Jack, those guys down in Atlanta, some guys I worked out with. So just to continue to keep that competitive spirit going and workouts and things like that. But as far as anything I added to my game, basically just, you know, just pushing myself conditioning-wise and trying to make shots, as many shots as possible, you know, when I feel like I'm exhausted. You know, those are the things that you're going to have to get over or get through in training camp or in parts of the season where you may have 3 or 4 games in 5 nights or something like that. And, you know, just trying to embrace that challenge and, you know, pushing yourself mentally, knowing that you still got to go out there and shoot the same shots with the same confidence, you know, the same speed of the release, and not getting down on yourself if you miss a few or if you go through a couple of bad shooting nights or anything like that. So that's the main thing. It's more mental now.
Last question.
Anthony, you spent some time with Monty Williams. What will he help bring to the team?
He's a basketball junkie as well, you know, and we had a unique relationship in New Orleans, you know, where we kind of figured each other out, and it was just a good relationship that we had in New Orleans, and it kind of brought me closer to, you know, just more off the court things, you know, family things. He's a family guy and things like that. But on the court, definitely, defensively, he helped my game to take my game to another level in terms of focusing defensively. And I think that helped me when I got here last year. So I know what he's going to be looking for defensively. You know, I know he asks a lot of his guys, you know, and you know, he puts a lot on himself as well. So you know, when you see that, you see how much he respects and loves the game. That's one of those things I could really connect with him, and I think that all the guys will see that in him as well.